guys, welcome to a new episode of Josh's Car Corner. It's the first one I've done for a while, but I'm at the 2013 Chicago Auto Show today, and there's a lot of cool cars I'm going to check out here, especially American cars. I mean, last year I talked about how American cars are coming along and they made leaps and bounds, and there's a lot of great cars here this year, but especially from Chevrolet, there are two cars that I really wanted to see. The new Chevrolet Corvette and the new Chevy Cruze Diesel. And we're going to start off with the car that I really wanted to come here and see, the new Chevy Cruze Diesel. Okay, here it is right here, the 2014 Chevy Cruze Turbo Diesel. This is the car I came here to see. I just got a lot of good information from Anna Marie about this car. 2-liter turbo diesel. It's the same diesel engine basically that they're using in the Opel and the Vauxhall in Europe. 148 horsepower, 250 pounds-feet of torque with an overboost feature that gives you 10 seconds of 280 pounds-feet of torque. I don't know why you'd need that, but that just is cool. Now, price-wise, it's going to start at $25,500, but it's going to come fully loaded. It's going to have leather and sunroof and all of those things right out of the box, and you're not going to have base packages, not yet anyway. Basically what she said is from the first year, they're going to just make it like it is, and they'll see if it catches on and if people are finally ready in America to start buying diesels mainstream. It's going to have a 6-speed automatic. She said the manual was not going to be on the first year. It was slated and then killed off. But she also was talking about that they might possibly redesign the car sometime soon. And if that happens, we can see a manual and we might see the wonderful wagon version that we're not getting over here in the US. So I'm really excited. Now, in terms of maintenance, there are some different maintenance costs to a gas engine because you have the urea injection system that cleans up the emissions to make it EPA certified to run here in the US. And it's got a little tank in the back that you have to fill up every 10 to 20,000 miles with urea, and it doesn't cost a lot for it. In fact, you can get urea at truck stops if you know where to look. Now, they're saying 42 miles to the gallon on the highway, but that's on the low end. I can tell you from owning a turbo diesel, it's probably going to get about 50 miles to the gallon. Might even do better with a stick. It's all in how you drive it. The thing about diesels is they just settle into a cruise when you're just going down the highway, and they just sit there and pound away and get awesome mileage. So I'm very, very excited about this car. I really hope it says well. She says that they expect it to be 10% of overall sales. They're going to build 25,000 of them, and their expectation is that this will be 10% of Cruze sales, so that would be 25,000 cars. And if they meet or exceed that, that'll green light them to put this engine in other cars. And I mentioned the Sonic, and she kind of nodded a bit, but she's thinking the next car would be the Malibu, and that would be another excellent car to put it in. The Sonic would just get you the EcoBox that everybody wants. But I am very, very excited about this. It's a great step forward. Finally, an American car has risen to the challenge and said we can sell diesels to the American consumer. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I'm still in the Chevy section, just walking around checking out all the new cars. The new Malibu came out last year, and it's been out, and it looks pretty good. This is a concept version that they made for the show. It's just a turbo version that they came up with, painted in this matte blue. It's got a funky interior with Recaro seats and 20-inch wheels, and they'll probably never make it, but it looks cool. But the cool car that is coming out this year is the new Impala. It's an LTZ trim in this one, and it is done up really nice in this red. I like it with those 18-inch wheels. It's got the sloping C-pillar roofline now that is fashionable that you're seeing on Audis and a lot of European cars. So in that aspect, it looks really, really good. It's got turbocharged 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder options. This LTZ one is spec'd out to be $33,000. I'm sure it'll get mileage in low mid-30s. My only gripe about the Impala is it's still front-wheel drive. It's based on the Epsilon 2 platform, which is the same platform they use the Buick, I don't know if it's the LaCrosse or the Lucerne now, but that's what they base that on. So GM's definitely got that down. Their cars look really good now, but this new one really looks good. Okay, I'm in the Silverado section right now, and there's not too much to say about the Silverado trucks because they're pretty much the same as they were before, except they're going to look different with different body styling, and the engines are going to get direct injection, which will make them more efficient. But there is going to be a new base engine. Gone is the 4.3-liter V6 of 30 years ago. That was just a Chevy 350 with 2 cylinders lopped off. It was a hateful, awful, awful motor. It's going to be replaced now by a brand new 4.3-liter, but it's not the same 4.3-liter. It's all aluminum, It's 2 valves per cylinder, but it's going to have direct injection. It has variable valve timing, which all the push rods have now, and it's going to have active fuel management, or what they used to call displacement on demand. So it's going to shut off 3 cylinders when you only need 3 to keep you moving for better fuel economy, which is a first for the V6s. They didn't initially do that in the V6s because they couldn't keep it balanced and smooth enough. So they must have found a way to finally do it, so now they're going to do it on the trucks. Now, direct injection is different to just ordinary fuel injection, because the way fuel injection used to work is you'd have a fuel injector sitting about here, and you'd have fuel getting sprayed into the intake plenum, and it would mix with the incoming air charge, get into the cylinder via the intake valve, and then it would all burn at once. Now all that happens in here is air comes into the plenum, and you have a nozzle very similar to a diesel engine that's sitting in the combustion chamber, and it squirts fuel directly in with the hot air, and the spark lights it, and that gives you a more efficient burn and a cleaner burn, so the engines can meet the new CAFE standards that are coming out. So it's a cool new base engine for GM, and it'll probably get about the same mileage as an EcoBoost. I haven't heard any official figures, but I would imagine 22 miles to the gallon, maybe a bit more if it's a 2-wheel drive truck, a shorter truck. It's a cool motor, so it's worth noting. Moving on. Hey, did you watch Top Gear on Sunday? If you did, like me, you probably saw this car. This is the Camaro Hot Wheels edition. This is kind of a funny car in that it's based on a Hot Wheels car that you can buy in a little toy store, like $5 little die-cast car, and they've made a real-life version of a Hot Wheels car. The only thing that really makes it different is the Hot Wheels badge is underneath the Camaro, and I think there's one on the back. They put these 22-inch wheels on it to make it more to scale to a Hot Wheels car, and then it's got a crazy interior in it that's more like a Hot Wheels car as well, and then it's got this graphite-like looking stripe that goes over the top. It's just a special edition thing. They're only going to make a few of them, but they're going to be about $50,000. I believe that's what my buddy Joe said, so I don't know. It's just a goofy kind of novelty thing to do, but it does look cool, but certainly not a sports car in any aspect with 22-inch wheels, but cool looking car. This is a car that makes me laugh. It is the Chevy Spark. This is the entry-level Chevrolet. This is the cheapest car you can get by them. This car has never heard the words bells and whistles. It is just a car. It's just completely stripped down. It's got a 1.2-liter engine. I think it's like 87 horsepower. You know, it's not very powerful. You can get a 5-speed manual or you can get a 6-speed automatic, but it's not fast, it's cheap, it's basic, it's just, if you need a car, this is it. But something about it, I don't know if it's the name or the way it looks or just how basic the interior is, or just, I don't know. It's something about it just makes me laugh. It's just a goofy little car. The Cadillac ATS. This is a car I saw at the auto show last year, but back then I didn't really know anything about it. Now I know a lot more about it, and I have to say that if anything, it has gotten better looking in the year that has been out. I think they might have added a body line to the back that really gives the car a little more pizzazz than it had a year ago, and it looks really good. What I know about it is it's got 2 different engines available. It's got a 2.4-liter turbo motor, which is basically the same motor that you get in the Regal Grand Sport, but it's mounted north-south longitudinally, so you end up with a rear-wheel drive layout. You can get it with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic, and there is going to be a V model that's available with the 3.6 that comes with the standard motor in the CTS. It's also available in 4-wheel drive, but I think that's only with an automatic. Prices start at about low mid-30s, so it's about the same as an entry level to a 3 Series, but I gotta say, if anything, this is better looking than a 3 Series, and on so many more levels it appeals to me more than a 3 Series. I really think it is a nice car, and I hope they sell a lot of them. We'll see what else they come out with, but right now they are doing really good. I'm in the Ford section right now, and then saw this they call it a prototype for the Transit Connect. I think this is the new Transit Connect that's being sold in Europe right now. And then over here, they've got the Transit van that they've been selling in Europe forever and ever, the current generation of it. So it looks like they might finally try to bring this van over, replace the old E-Series vans that we've had forever and ever, which would be cool because these are like Sprinter vans in that you can get them in all the different configurations. Last year's video, I talked about the Nissan MB-2500. This is kind of the same thing, except Ford has been making these in Europe forever and ever and ever, so it would take nothing for them to design and get it set up to bring it over here. This one, they talk about 3 different engines, both the truck V6s and then the 5-cylinder turbo diesel, inline 5. That must be a European motor right now that, yeah, they've never brought over here, so it'd be cool if they could bring it over here. I would like to see these on the road. Heck, I'd like to have them for work. Be a lot better than the E-Series vans that we've got now. Very interesting. Well, I'd heard about it, and now I'm seeing it. The 1-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder engine that they're going to put into the Fiesta next year. I was just listening to the guy talk about it, and he said 123 horsepower. So keen math wizards will find out that's 123 horsepower per liter, which that's right up there with Ferrari and supercar output. That's insane. That's a lot more than I was expecting. He said it's won all kinds of awards. He said they put it in a formula car and it was getting 57 miles to the gallon at 60 miles an hour, which is pretty good. And it set our lap some sort of fast time around Nürburgring. It's such a tiny little engine. You should just pick it up and walk away with it. Then over here they got the 1.6 EcoBoost. This is going to go in the Fusion, the Escape, the Fiesta, and the Transit Connect that they're going to bring in, the new Transit Connect. But they don't list the Focus, which I find odd because you'd think it would fit in a Focus if they can put it in a Fusion, but go figure. But again, another pretty cool engine. I don't know how much power it makes. I'm guessing it's probably going to be around 150, 160 thereabouts. But cool little engine. We should go look at the Fiesta ST that it's going in. Well, here it is. I saw it when I walked into the section. This is the new Fiesta ST. Now, this is pretty similar to the car that they sell in Europe already. This is what's going to have that 1.6 liter, so that would be a zippy little car because the Fiesta is small, it's light, and especially in that paint color, it is pretty cool looking. So that'll be a cool little car to see out on the road. Well, that's going to do it for this year's Chicago Auto Show. I know I spent a lot of time in GM and Ford, but I can't help who I am. I'm an American lover and I love GM and Ford. So the next thing you guys will see me do is I bought a lot of parts for the GTO recently, and I'm going to start doing some upgrades. And while I do those upgrades, I'll do a video about putting things in and show you how it all goes in. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this year's Chicago Auto Show. And someone's going to walk right through my camera again. Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Josh's Car Corner. I'm at the 2013 Chicago Auto Show. There's a lot of excitement. Do that again. Think about what you're going to say. Well, that's about it for this year's Chicago Auto Show. I know I spent a lot of time in GM and Ford. God.